All right.
I don't know if we actually are.
We'll find out very soon.
We are live.
Hey.
What up?
What's up, Metal Chuck?
I think we should have some music going.
Bump some tunes. I'm gonna get in on this GMK Plum for $170.
Dude, why don't I have a desktop audio one here?
Moon, can you make a post in the Discord? Because I'm lazy. You can go ahead and hit it with an @everyone tag, and everyone will freak out. Welcome to our 2 viewers so far.
You know, sometimes it be like that.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Let's get some tunes bumping.
CubeSite. Evening, is it? Yeah, I was about to go Cubes-ite. No, dude, CubeSite. What's up, CubeSite? How are you doing?
How is that volume for everyone? Volume's good. How can y'all hear music in the background? Is it a subtle background music to get the mood going?
Cool. We'll get started in here in just a few minutes. We're just letting the Discord posts go out.
We'll get some people in here. What?
Moon, you were supposed to do @everyone and only do it once.
How many times did he everyone?
Twice.
No, that's not too bad.
Metal Chuck, you'll be our new mod.
Nice, man. We
Nice.
appreciate that.
Silently reading, then respond.
We definitely appreciate it, Senor CubeSite.
Senor CubeSite.
Or Senora, you know, or Senorita.
Well,
we don't know.
Welcome, Tefram.
Appreciate everyone coming out, saying hi. When is Chewy? It's already fixed.
Never. No, we ran into some issues on our settings that was causing it was the audio settings that were causing drops to happen because we changed how we started recording for the T1 Switch episode. We changed how we did that, and then we went back to the original one to record with Huey because we couldn't get it all squared away with how we're doing it now, which is I'm recording separately and then just sending that over.
Yeah. It was unfortunate. Like, basically we couldn't figure out why Discord was dropping out Chewy's voice occasionally. And that's what was happening. It was dropping out of Discord itself, and then we fixed that, but then I didn't change some of the other post-processing stuff I had on it, and it was one of those things when you change something in Discord, it like cut his overall volume down a lot, so it made it to where it kind of cut out a little bit when he was on the lower end. So, but we've fixed it now, so whenever we have a guest, we should be good. But we have completely changed our setup for the actual talk show.
What's up, Gio? Thank you for stopping by. So we'll probably start here in about 2 minutes. We're just letting anybody else that decides to come spend their time listening about keyboards. It is all a work in progress. Absolutely. It's definitely a learning process. I also don't know how to talk into a mic like a normal human being.
Well, especially when you have like a third-party program coming in. He has a fan, by the way.
It's actually blowing. Here, look. Oh, it's not really
enough.
doing a whole lot. I need to like max it out.
Yeah, it just sucks when you're dealing with a third-party program that just isn't the best and is kind of finicky. So, but we're recording separately now and then bringing it together in post, so that'll make it.
Update mic, then update fan. I got it.
Yeah, Chewy is experimenting with the banana right now.
I also got a new mic arm. It's glorious. I got it from Novel Keys. If you buy a small enough item, you get a little box and your mic can just sit on top of it.
Yeah, Moon. I was thinking about getting that set up. I just didn't have enough time when I got home from work to do to get all the alerts set up and then mess with the layout enough to add a chat box.
Yeah, I actually had an arm, but the way my desk is set up, I have no way of putting it there without having to set it up every single time. So, it's something that I've looked into, but a lot, like I said, like what we were saying earlier, a lot of it is more settings side than actual like mic positioning. So.
Our intern Willio. We just simultaneously drank
at the same time.
Yeah,
heck yeah, with that in sync.
It was quite cute.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Mechs on Deck. This is our first stream. So we're just gonna be trying this out the next few Wednesdays, seeing how well it does. If you guys like it, then we will continue. If not, we will approach a different way of going about it. But I think this will be a fun good time. I am Chewy.
I'm Osiris.
Osiris
with a 0. Not an O. It's kind of funny. But yeah, we're gonna play with this. We're going to try it out. Figure we give Twitch a try. We will be uploading this to YouTube on Friday.
Yeah.
Go up in the normal Friday slot.
If you do swing by, but you have to leave, you are 100% able and okay to watch it on Friday.
Absolutely.
Give me 1 second. I'm doing a quick post, and then I will show off something I worked on today.
Uh-oh. This is news to me.
Yep.
And Moon, I will try to edit it in so you can have your chat display in the YouTube video. Boom. There you go.
All right. So, sorry, I was just posting. I wanted to get the okay from Quakems. I think not Geo's here, but I wanted to make sure. I know if he posts something in their Discord, obviously that's okay, but I just wanted to get the okay. So, everyone has probably seen this, or at least heard me talk about it. TX60, totally normal, but I put Holy Red Pandas in, spring swapped and lubed with Cristo 111. I really wanted, I think it's 72 gram springs. So I disassembled my Paco switches, and decided I wanted to use the springs on there on some Holy Red Pandas. And then I really wanted to try this lube with the Holy Red Pandas and really enjoy it. So I worked on that this morning, and some last night while I was dying because I was very sick last night. But yeah, it types fantastically, and I assume the trash pandas are still up. I have not checked that yet, but I would check them out because you can get most of the things here. The springs are going to be different, but the lube and the Yak Trash Panda housing from Novel Keys. We're not sponsored from Novel Keys, but Novel Keys, but we are definitely big fans of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they actually came out and said that the Trash Panda, the black, is going to be the final variant of the Yak switches, and I think that they said they were going to keep them in stock as much as possible. So
yeah, I know they keep it. I know they're keeping it in stock. I don't know if it'd be interesting to see if they did test other colors, but it wouldn't surprise me if they just did a quick run of them in a different color as opposed to. And it's good to also see what we talked about on the T1 switch. Rest in peace.
Kind of
but having readily available stock is always nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Mass Drop is going to almost kind of support that, or not Mass Drop anymore. Drop. Getting that drop.
Drop.
Drop is going to keep those alive by keeping up the Halo switches as well. So who knows when they'll stop doing that? I'm not sure if they will. I think it's good for the community for them to keep those up.
Yeah.
So
and we'll do a little what's on. I mean, you guys saw what I'm using on my desk today. Holy Red Panda 72 grams lubed with 111 on a TX60 with modern Dolch. Love it to death.
Thank you for the follow, Mr. Solid Snake. Appreciate that, my dude.
Thank you.
On my desk, I've got similar board, different color, different. It's my TX60 antique brass, the one I built in the video a couple weeks ago. We definitely love this board. Both of us have TX60s. Chewy has both the HHKB and the standard top. So,
Ken, if you're listening, you should make a win keyless.
I was about to say, I'm just waiting for a win keyless to happen, so that way Chewy buys that one as well.
The holy trinity of 60% TX keyboards.
But yeah, I've been using this basically exclusively since I built it, as far as my at-home board. So, just real quick, we've had quite a few followers come in. We definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that. Mr. Kefri, Kefri Fur, and then Payo SC, and then Mr. Beadlocks. Appreciate that. Thank y'all for following. Thank y'all for coming by for the first ever Mechs on Deck stream. Definitely appreciate it. So Chewy, what are we doing today? What are we going through?
We are going over. So the other day I was talking. I forgot actually who I was. Someone was asking a couple questions in our Discord about preferences, and I was like, it'd be cool and easy to do is just throw together a Google Doc and get some random things. This wasn't. I did get. We got a couple people. We had a couple people say, hey, this could have been more inclusive with a lot of different things, but this was something that honestly, it was just kind of a quick thing on our Discord, and then I just decided to kind of throw it out to a couple other people, the guys at Top Clack and Man of Interest, and I threw it up on Reddit after a while. So we got a solid turnout of what's happening. So, but what this is, I went through, I don't know exactly how many questions I posted, but the first question that we'll go over, and these are all just Eric's posting it in the chat right now.
You can click that link. It goes through. It's a kind of a little preferences questionnaire we put together, so you can see all the responses.
We're just going to be talking about this. I found it very interesting. I enjoy data. That's a weird thing that I'm sure the 13-year-old self would punch me in the throat for saying. But so switch type. Eric, I'll let you take switch type.
Switch type. Yeah. I can't say that I'm surprised of this. I kind of knew tactile would be the biggest of the 3 or 4, really. I mean, 52.2% is honestly, I thought that would be even a little bit higher just based on the people who you're targeting. I feel like if you put something like this out to more of like a gaming crowd, you might get even more linear and the tactile would go down a little bit. But the big thing is, for me, I was hoping that clicky would be a little bit bigger than this, but it's been a while since we've had a big clicky switch. Mm-hmm. I think the last time a clicky switch hit the market and kind of took it by storm was the box navies and box jades. Those were super, super popular for a while, and I feel like we kind of go through trends. Right now with the Holy Pandas and the ZLV2s and the T1 making waves in the community. I think we're in the kind of tactile phase, whereas a little bit before that, we were in the kind of vintage black and retooled black time where a lot of people were using linears. It felt like every content creator was putting out vintage black build streams every week. So I think this is probably one of the ones that kind of shifts around based on what products are new.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, sadly, the wave of box switches were awesome, and the wave of box clicky with the click bar kind of did take the world by storm early 2018. And I think we've seen such a steep decrease due to them cracking keycaps.
Yeah.
They have been retooled, and Novel Keys handled that, and Kale handled that fairly well. And they did a really good job making sure that, information was out there. But I think that those are the superior clicky switches in a lot of people's eyes. And so, at least for MX style switches, but that has gone downhill since that entire kind of box navies used to be on almost every other Reddit post, but
and there was a point where it was like they would go up on Novel Keys one day and the next day they'd be sold out.
Yeah. Sold out in minutes.
Both navies and jades for a long time. So up next, we've got keycap profile.
Keycap profile. This does not surprise me whatsoever. Cherry, 59.1%, with 52 votes. It's the closest to anything people have been using for a very long time, so it's not surprising. GMK is incredibly popular. You hop on, our mechanical keyboards, and most of the posts you are going to see are Cherry, and those are the most accessible with different colorways. So not surprising at all. Next up is SA, which I thought would actually there would be a bigger gap between Cherry and SA and DSA, which was at 10.2%. But I was actually curious to see that a lot of people use DSA, but you do get a lot of the ortholinear crowds and the different layouts since it's a standard profile.
Yeah, ortholinear and a lot of the ergodox people lean on DSA just because of the natural support of it. Same thing with XDA.
Yeah, so and that's we see XDA. I know not a whole lot of people. There aren't a lot of XDA sets out.
Yeah.
I know the biggest one that they ever had was Godspeed. But I do know a lot of people that have used XDA, which is kind of like a flatter DSA. But a lot of this has to do with what's available out there, which makes total sense why these numbers are the way they are. OEM came in with 4 votes. Those are just going to be a lot of those OEM caps are going to be on keyboards like the stuff by Corsair and Razer, so that's pretty standard. And people like what they like. And then other 9.1%, who knows?
Probably I don't know, maybe like CAD or MT3. MT3's been getting some hype with the different caps that Drop has released over the past couple months.
Drop.
I'm sure that
I heard you almost say Mastro.
I'm sure that the MT3 will be a little bit more popular as more caps that support it come out. And I know Kono's working on a new spherical profile that is yet to be released.
Yep. And then I'm going to say Novel Keys also has a keycap profile coming out soon as well.
Yeah. It's nice. I think personally I enjoy all 3. I like SA and I like DSA. I like the way SA hugs your fingers. I feel like for strictly typing, I don't necessarily prefer it over GMK, but I think it's pretty close. It's up there. But Cherry overall is kind of the top dog for most people. So
absolutely. So moving on, plate material. Just a heads up. I did add carbon fiber and FR4 later to the game per request. I got that from someone pretty quick once I put it up, but about 15 responses had already been recorded. So,
yeah, this one is very all over the place.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I've kind of figured, personally, I like brass. I figured there would be a lot more people in brass. I figured brass would be about a 50%. The one that really surprised me is polycarbonate. That's a relatively newer thing. Only in the past a little over a year at this point, a couple years. It's surprising to see that at 13 votes versus something like stainless steel or aluminum that are both at 17, which those are probably the 2 that are the most common in terms of mid-range, entry and mid-range boards are typically either aluminum or stainless steel. Yeah, it's pretty even.
Yeah, I think brass kind of had the top spot it still does, and a lot of people associate it with being a premium because it's heavier, so heavy equals premium in this hobby. But I think I think most people still like, or a lot of people still like brass, but I think with the introduction of polycarb coming in, I think a lot of people have swapped over from brass to polycarbonate, which is why I feel like brass probably lost a lot of percentages to that.
Mhm.
Aluminum and stainless steel but I prefer stainless steel over aluminum personally. I don't mind a harder bottom out, um, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that spread because that means more options and more, a different availability for people.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And up next, we got the one that you probably got the most comments about your selections on, and that is the different layouts that people use.
So, first and foremost, I am sorry to our 40% brethrens and our ErgoDocs brethrens. I was not thinking 100%. I literally made this in my bed right before I went to sleep. I posted on our Discord and I was like, fill this out and I'll have something fun to look at in the morning. But layouts 60%, 65%, 75%, TKL, 96 key or full are the options. No surprise, 60% at the 60% layout was at 37. There's too many percent, so I'm going to just go by numbers. 34 people out of 90 picked the 60% layout. Due to our hobby, with already going, why am I spending more than $150 on a keyboard? The cheapest options out there are 60%. And I saw someone, I wish I had written, saved this, but I saw someone talk about it the other day about how 60% is kind of favored in our community because there are a lot of options with standard PCBs. That kind of revolutionizes the fact that you can get a lot of different 60%. And something that helps is if your PCB screws up, you can replace it. Whereas it's a little bit more difficult to replace other PCBs. So, and then on top of that, there's just so many options at 60%, and so many cheaper options that it becomes more of a attainable goal of hitting a nicer or higher end 60% board. And then on top of that, the And Pro, which a lot of people started on. So, and that's at 60%.
Yeah,
so.
You also have like other big box boards. Like I feel like in the gaming communities, 60% are starting to kind of make a wave. We saw a couple years ago in the gaming communities a lot of TKLs coming in, and then now with like it's kind of funny, but with the popular streamer Tfue himself using a 60%, he uses the Ducky 1-2 Mini. That board itself has gotten insanely popular and made the 60% layout insanely popular in the one would consider more normie community rather than the I guess enthusiast level. So I think that's I've seen a bunch of people even on Reddit posting about, hey, I have a Ducky, where can I go from here? And they go to something like the Ampro or like a Tofu or something, because they're already comfortable with that 60% layout.
Yep. So 34 people voted 60%, 27 voting 65%. I think this this makes a lot of sense because of arrow keys. I think people who are not used to using layers, or when you look down and you go, wait, where are my arrow keys? I can't do anything without arrow keys. I think that can be a very you're doing the benefit of 60%, which is saving a lot of desk space and just space in general, but you are still having some added features like the page up, page down, and the arrows and things like that. So that's not surprising whatsoever. Also, there are a lot of options for 65% out there. But honestly, I thought So we do have a tie between TKL and 75%. My apologies for my dogs losing their mind.
It's okay.
How dare someone walk past our door, right? But a tie between TKL and 75%. So I actually thought the TKL would be a little bit higher just because a lot of people do come from a TKL layout. But once, kind of what we were talking about on 60% boards is you do not have as many options, and it is a much heftier price for a TKL. So tied with 75%, I get it because they're very, very similar. And then at 10%, the 96 key full layout, people like their numpads. The Kira was an incredibly successful and very popular board. And, it's some people look at it and go, I have to have a numpad. That's totally fine. I was there. I was that person at one point.
Yeah. When I first built my Tada 68, the biggest question was, what do I do with my CSGO buy-binds that are all bound to my numpad? And, eventually I was just like, you know what? I'll just go back to the Stone Age and use the buy wheel.
Oof.
And save my desk space. The biggest thing that surprised me about this one was TKL, especially with like the popularity of TKLs right now. I feel like every day we get a new TKL in interest check or in group buy. I think it's been like it's been the hot thing for a little bit, the popularity of the Jane obviously being super big, even though there's not very many of them, but they're out there. We have the U80s about to go live here in a couple weeks. The Kepler just sold out in a day. So I'm surprised that was not higher, and that the 75%, which I feel like is a layout that gets kind of... I feel like there's not as many of those floating around.
Especially higher end ones.
Yeah.
They're hard to find. I mean, Xeno's coming out. The E7 V1 just came out, so we are seeing more. But before that, I mean, Orange came out last year, the Orange 75, and then LZ. I don't remember the number code. I think it's like CLSM. Is a 75%, and I had the 70. I mean, one of my second custom board was a KBD 75. That I loved, but I'm curious. I am curious to know why it's not as popular as it could be, but there are a lot of interest checks right now for that. So
yep. All right, next we've got stepped caps. This is if you like your caps lock to be stepped, you like that old school vibes, those old school feels. Isn't that a European thing too? Isn't that don't they still do that?
I have no idea. I have to ask Jay.
Yeah, Jay would be good. This one surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, I totally expected the no column to just completely outweigh the yes column. But the fact that it was literally 48 to 41 was super surprising.
People like their step caps. A lot of people like the look.
Yeah.
Which I get. And for me, like, so side note, unfortunately, I'm a huge fan of step caps, but right now I do not. And my biggest gripe about hot swap keyboards is it's not a freaking stepped caps. But I digress. It's on my other TX60, it's soldered, and I have the step caps because I use a caps lock for my function key, and it's nice, especially when I'm playing video games. That lower profile on the side prevents me from accidentally randomly hitting my arrows, which for those who don't know, I can do a smaller video on like my QMK setup another time, or just talk to you in my Discord. But I use caps lock WASD for my arrows, so it's much easier. But it's nice having that stepped caps because I don't accidentally slam it all the time. So, but yeah, I was genuinely surprised because I knew there was like 10 people that liked it, but I did not really.
Speaking of being surprised, this next one, split backspace. What are you thinking, Chewy? Were you? I was surprised. Were you surprised?
I wasn't. The people have spoken.
They're not a fan.
Doesn't surprise me because outside we are just now starting to see it on 65%. Now, split backspace started a lot from the HHKB layout. The Input Club Fox, is that the name of it?
The White Fox?
White Fox. That, I believe, had a split backspace. I could be totally wrong about that. But we're starting to see more split backspace on 65%. But outside of 60% boards, there's just not a lot. So pretty much anyone above 60%, you're already losing some people on 60%, and then anything else than that, they just I remember I use split backspace, and I had an old KBD 8X Mark II, not Mark II, but Rev 2 or Rev 3, I don't remember, and I built it with a split backspace, and I made sure, and I sold it, but I made sure to put like, hey, this is a split backspace. It's a weird it's a really weird layout, like, just be warned, like, when this ships, this is not something that you can just pop in real quick. And I got a message like the day I got it, and he was like, why are there 2 delete keys on here? It's like, I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, Mr. Petrov, I definitely agree with you. We need it. Chewy has moved me over to the split backspace life, and I can say I have an Orange 75 at work, and at home I use the TX60. There's a little bit of adjustment every day when I get to work, and then when I get home, of like figuring out where the backspace key is. And I want so bad to bring my Orange 75 home and just undo everything and switch out for the split backspace, but I'm so nervous to lift one of those pads because that PCB is very unique for that board. But
plus, people like me, I have very short.
You do have short fingers.
I have short finger. I play guitar somehow.
I don't have short fingers.
I have incredibly short fingers, so that's just less. I barely use my tilde. Let's be real, and pipe key even less. I've used it more just off of naming our episodes in YouTube than I think I ever have before. So, but having that little backspace, plus it gives you that nice symmetrical top row.
It looks good, but then you put a stepped caps lock on it and you throw it off. Come on, Chewy.
I also don't use I use a short shift, so it already throws it off, but whatever. Each their own.
Man. All right, next one. Flipped spacebar. This one really surprised me. I thought more people would say yes. I thought this was a keyboard enthusiast like go-to. I flipped my spacebar. I remember the day I convinced Chewy. I was like, you need to do this because
try it.
It helps.
I used it on
this is fighting
material. The last board I had before I went into customs was a Cooler Master Pro M, Master Keys Pro M. It was a very cool layout. It was basically like a 75% layout with a numpad but no arrow keys. And I remember I flipped it and I was like, oh dang.
It's so much smoother. No,
well,
not
I mean, Mr. Petrov, look who you're talking to, bud. I mean,
let me check. I'm gonna see if I think my Ducky has a flip spacebar.
Someone should clip that. Yeah, just clip it. MS Paint.
Let's knock over my microphone. Yeah, my Ducky that I had, which is my first mechanical keyboard, has a flip spacebar. And I don't know. I also don't use. I'm weird. I don't use a wrist rest. So the flip spacebar, the angle it's nice. It feels good.
I should have put that in the thing because I personally use a wrist rest. By the way, shout out to Orcas. They show up on Drop, formerly Mass Drop, now Drop. They have like an Etsy page, but they're a little pricier than whenever they go on Drop. But I really like them.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, I will say, Moon, for someone who is not a gamer, I can totally understand why they would not flip it, because you're not constantly holding your finger on it. But when you're playing a WASD style game with spacebar as jump, it to me feels more comfortable. And it's free to try. It takes you like 5 seconds. So
Yeah, and if you don't like it, just flip it on back.
flip it right back.
Next we have mod types. Chewy, I'll
Mod
let you take
types.
this one.
Icons versus text. So this is probably the 8th time I've picked this up. So this is like the kind of theme right now, which is mods except for icon mods for everything except the bottom row. I mean, obviously that's preference. I think that it looks cleaner with icon mods. One of the few keys I will constantly say, 3 keys that I hate that are in sets: an Alt GR, because it throws off the symmetry. Quick story: I actually so for Eric's birthday, I got him a key set, and then I realized that I was like, yeah, and I don't really like this Alt GR, like, and then the backspace is a little goofy, and you know what? I bet he would appreciate this way more. And I gave him Hyperfuse Origins for his birthday, and I was just happy to get rid of that dang Alt GR.
I don't even use the Alt GR.
I know it comes with like the Hyper Infuse, which is cool.
Hyperfuse.
But Alt GR, I hate return enters. So like Metropolis, like I couldn't stand that. I was like, I mean, I didn't get on it because to buy every single thing, but I forgot and then the split backspace, the little weird like house with an X in it. I'm just not a big fan. It's got it on muted, and I'll get over it, but
I like the house with the X.
I prefer the arrow and just the backspace, or even delete. So
delete
but
messes with my brain.
I think what's cool about icon mods is you can, especially with enter, and I've been wanting to like run a small group buy, basically on the heels of like Mr. Sleeves kit. When you have icon mods, you can swap out the colors, and I think it'd be really cool to see a like GMK group buy where it's just escape, enter, spacebar, and like 5 different GMK colors. I think that would be really neat to see moving forward. So just because there are a lot of sets like there are lots like GMK Modern Dolch can benefit from it. Mm-hmm. Black on white, or sorry, white on black became a huge thing, being readily available a lot of the time. So it's just one of those cool things that I would love to see. So, but this doesn't surprise me. It's pretty much right down the middle. So.
This one is like one of the few ones where I was like, I wish it had a it depends option, because I feel like it also depends on like what key set you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish from your color scheme.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, CubeSite. You have a good night, bud.
Yeah, you have a good night, man. We appreciate you stopping by, and thanks again for being here. But yeah, I was honestly kind of surprised that text didn't win. I thought text would win just because that's the standard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's really about it. I'm not a big, I don't go either way, I guess. It depends. Depends on what set, depends on how I feel. I put it on a board and then I look at it and I'm like, let me try it with this, and then
Beadlocks, I love the purse caps lock.
I don't.
Purse cap lock 4 days. I think it looks awesome.
As you can see in the picture of the board in our background currently, that is his GMK muted.
GMK muted. Man, that Lumina, we'll talk about it in just a minute, but I'm excited for muted to get on something. All right, next is PCB. Hot swap versus solderable. Hot swap lost, but had a much better showing than I thought, 42-47. I think the people that have been in here for a lot longer. What's up, Abracadaniel?
Abracadaniel.
The people that have been in here longer are going to like the solderable PCBs plus full customization of your layouts. Whereas hot swap, the benefit is you can change how a board sounds in 10 minutes. So
yeah, it's really close. It's really close.
I was genuinely shocked by this. So,
me too, especially because hot swap, it's new. It's like it's not that old, you know?
Yeah, I thought the closest it would be like 60-40.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was only 5 votes between the two of them, that's pretty insane, especially because like I said, hot swap's pretty new. It's only been a little over a year now that's really taken off, and you know, we're starting to see it from more manufacturers. You've got GMMK that's making it available for more higher production boards, and then you know, KBD fans is all over the hot swap life. So, and you know, the Leaf 60 had both options. Same thing with Rama. They're offering both now. I think hot swap's great for the community. I prefer solderable, and if I'm set on what I want, I think like you always say, Chewy, it's never bad to have a hot swap board lying around so you can have a little tester board.
Absolutely. I think, you know, we've definitely come a long way with hot swap, but you know, I don't know, this is 90 people out of, you know, hundreds of people that voted, so I think, you know, a lot of these people, I guess 89 people responded to this particular question, but I think with like the newer wave of people in the last, especially anyone that's joined in the last 6 months, it's been really pushed, and which I appreciate, because to me, there's no better way to get someone in a community than hot swap, because you still get the satisfaction of building stuff, building something without the potential of just completely ruining your entire board. So we'll speed along real quick. Brands of cherry caps: GMK, Enjoy PBT, and other.
Not surprised at all.
No surprise. GMK, downside, you get some shine. Upside, you get really crisp, awesome colorways.
Yeah.
Enjoy PBT. We had a discussion about this with Moon the other day about how it's awesome, but it's just different. There's not really a better or worse. I will say that I think that the legends are a little bit sharper on GMK, but they're getting better every single time Enjoy PBT releases something. And it's just a different feel, and you're never going to have, you know, with a different texture, you're never going to have that, you know, they're not going to degrade in any way. So
absolutely, I'm not surprised at all.
So moving on, desk mats. We've seen a lot of people. Beadlocks, I think that's I mean, I know we didn't technically put ABS versus PBT, but GMK versus Enjoy PBT, I think, kind of shows that little debate on what is better. I
don't know, better.
Not better, but just what people preferred. Sorry,
yeah,
this is
preference.
Last but not least, on our at least multiple choice survey questions, are desk mats yes or no? So let's be real, because Eric and I got into a very long and heated debate on whether or not, because I personally use one. He does not.
I do not. Desk mat, yes, won by a considerable margin, by the way.
Yes, 82% to 18%. That's 73 people preferred desk mats over 16 people no desk mat. So what happens when someone comes to, you know, our mechanical keyboards? They open it up and they start seeing all these aesthetic pictures of all these awesome layouts, and they go, oh, that's so cool and whatever, and they're like, what? They're only like $14 to $20. Like, if you get in a group buy for a desk mat, you're spending $14. So, and then they're pretty easy to find, and then they get your key set and you get the whole theme going. And that's what I love about it. So, big numbers, happy to see. Happy to see
70,
my boys out repping
the desk mat. 73 to 16, man. I'm not a desk mat user. I love the way desk mats look, hate the way they feel. I am someone that is very particular about my mouse and my overall peripheral experience. I have about 6 different gaming mice that I use. I use a Zowie mouse pad, and my thought process is I don't need a desk mat. I don't care about the aesthetics. I want it to be a great tracking surface. And
I'll have
MIO or IMO, not MIO. IMO. My own opinion. My opinion. IMO. Gaming mouse pads that are made for tracking are better at being a mouse pad than a desk pad is.
Shots fired.
Not shots fired. It's just like one is designed to look cool, and the other one's designed to be a black square that sits on your desk and helps your sensor out. Mm-hmm. I'm not like using the artisan pads that have like glass interweaved into them that cost like $100, but they're out there. Moon, I have one. It's right here. I can't bring it on screen. It's right here.
It is. It's beautiful. And Matt, hey, that's a Mechs on deck mouse. And that, I mean, that's all some people like. I think a lot of people do like desk mats just simply for the aesthetic. Like I use a trackball for my day-to-day use, and then pull out the old G403 whenever I am gaming. So, I'm not as concerned with super high performance, but I also don't play as many games, and I don't play competitively. So there you go. So moving on. Desk mats are better, proven by the people. The people have spoken, no matter what.
Not better, preferred by our community.
They are preferred better. So I asked these are some very awesome questions that I very awesome answers to some questions that I put up. Sorry to accidentally toot my own horn. What do you want to see next in keyboards? So we'll pick a few. But there's some really good answers in here. Specifically, the person that said, dunno.
Yeah, dunno. It's good. High PC load letter 42. How you doing? One thing that I saw cool that I've never even thought about, tempered glass bottom. I just saw that. I'm looking through these and I saw that and I'm like, that would be interesting. I don't know
That'd be cool, but I would drop it immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know we've seen a lot of tempered glass in computer cases recently in the last couple of years. I'm not sure how well that would function as the bottom of a keyboard, especially if it's, depending on the weight. But, if it can survive some desk slams, it might be good. Absolutely.
Let's see. More CP options. Right there with you, brother. I really want I was not as big of a fan of the new TXCP design change, but I do really like the Heinebusch CP whenever that eventually comes out in 6 years. I know he is a perfectionist, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to get something perfect before releasing it to the world. Let's see, more hot swap. We're seeing a lot of that. Hot swap with a stepped caps lock. How about that?
Ooh. I want to call out my own answer here that is kind of very preemptive because it doesn't technically exist yet, but silo switch support. I'm super excited to see that. I feel like there's a cool future there with the silo switches and the different analog switches that are coming out, the Hall Effect switches. I know they just released another a new variant of that. One thing that's in here that is like non-rattly stabs. That's another thing is when is GMK just going to be like, hey, let's just cut off those things on the bottom. Like when are they just going to remove them?
Let's see, more wireless. We have not seen that. That's something. I mean, we do have every now and then, like the TR60 had a Bluetooth capabilities, but we are starting to see them more and more. I wouldn't mind a wireless, but I would feel bad. Our good friend John at Zap Cables might not want wireless keyboards taking off.
No.
But other than that, yeah, these are very good. You can go and read it. It's in the. We'll post it again in our Discord after.
96 hot swap, not Kira.
Not Kira. It's
Here,
link to the server. Yeah,
I'll post it real quick. There you go.
Someone said pizza.
Yeah.
I'd love, hey, the orange 75. I know it's supposed to be an orange, but it looks like a pizza.
It does. It
right there on the back.
Pizza 75.
So.
Most anticipated keycap set. What were some surprising things for you in here, Chewy?
So many. That guy wins. that man or woman wins. So many.
And second part of that question then is, what is your most anticipated keycap set?
Well, for me, I don't even see. I think because there it is. I'm really excited for GMK Peaches and Cream. That is for a set to run. For a set that I'm excited to receive will be GMK 9s that I am in on. That should be here. Kinnick, what's up, man?
What is up, my dude? Also, hey, Gio.
Violet on Cream, yeah. I don't actually think I saw too many. I really like the all violet. Mm-hmm. I think that looks real clean. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it looks like Phantom, but it's completely different.
It looks like a better Phantom. Don't at me.
See, Olive, Mizu are on here. Kinnick, we've just been talking about the survey that we posted on our Discord.
I posted it again. So. The results. For me, one that, let's see.
8008's getting a lot of love on here.
Yeah, 8008's getting a lot of love. I don't think there's anything that I'm super surprised to see. Maybe SA Bliss. I feel like that set could be cool, but isn't it like all our like row 3? It's like that strange, like flat, like tall DSA.
Which is funny because the last set that I remember running that I actually had for a while was SA Abyss. Mm-hmm. And that was all row 3. Great colorway, but I just did not like the all standard row 3 across the board.
I like SA Bliss, but I think it's the R3 is like, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, anything else on here that really.
My answer.
MT3 Godspeed Olive. Yeah,
Olive.
Of all people who I am obsessed with the color green, not a fan. Never been a big fan of olive green anyway. Striker's on here, Mizu's on, JTK triple shots. A lot of the same stuff. GMK Merlin that just got announced on Kono for interest check. GMK Cayenne to make a comeback.
What is Neon Gelatin Evangelism? That's my question.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I'm excited for MT3 Serica. I think the sets that are on here that I'm going to get 100% MT3 Serica, GMK Olive, and then 8008, aka Boob.
Oh, Neon Gelatin Evangelism, very similar to what's it called? Basically the Joker set, the SA set, the purple with neon green.
Troubled Minds.
Troubled Minds, thank you. Yeah. So last one, most anticipated keyboard. I put Polaris. I'm excited for that. I'm also very excited. If I had to do most anticipated for things that I'm already in on, absolutely the Lumina. The KBD 8X is great. But the Lumina is just something that I think I should get it before. And after the pictures that I've seen, I think it's going to be an awesome board. I'm also getting the M0110, but that dipped a little bit. But I'm sure once it ships, I'll be super stoked. Let's see. A couple other people said the Polaris J01. Yeah, I mean that won one of our keyboard of the weeks with Jay. Whenever we had him on, we got 2 people that said J01 on here. Should be an awesome board.
To be fair, Moon, Xeno's the only board you're waiting on. Like,
no, he's waiting on the 6.5.
Oh, true. I forget that he got in on that. Wow.
I like how someone just said TGR.
Yeah, just TGR. Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever
they put up.
My favorite is the person that put mine, but didn't say who they were or what board it was. Just mine.
And giraffes.
I think I put either the Polaris or the Silo, the full size one that Kono's doing. Just because I'm excited to play around with those switches. I get kind of excited to have a bunch of different things. I'm like the person that wants to have like every different variant of layout. Like I'm trying to get an HHKB layout board and a Win keyless and have standard top. I have 65, 75% full size board. So I like to have a little bit of it all. So I don't think there's anything on here that I don't know about. We no spicy leaks in here. That would have been cool to have like something that's yet to be.
The Fiel's that is a cool. I personally won't be getting a Fiel, but that is a cool color that they have. That green blue is a very awesome color. Might be hard to match keycap sets with. But HBCP, I hope to get in on that, but he, I've asked him like twice, and he's like 6 months. So,
hey, at least you can prepare for it.
The Kepler.
I
hope that does well. That's a cool. I mean, it's a beautiful board, and I hope they fix the issues that they ran into. I mean, I know, and we are aware that it was a prototype. It was unfortunate what happened, but as long, I mean, it's perfect if they fix everything and make it all good to go. Yes, the Fiel is coming back for a round 3, I guess.
Yep. The other one's on here, U80. Excited to see more info about that interesting new isolation style plate thing that they're doing. That's gonna be cool. I hope. It might not be cool. Who knows? Them, not us.
I'm excited to see it. I'm not excited to see the price tag.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that might be my my delve into a TKO. Who knows? It totally depends on that price tag. We'll see.
The Fiel 2019.
Fiel 2019.
It's a cool board, but I just, to me, I don't really like top mount boards. So.
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up the survey.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we kind of want to open it up. Do y'all have any kind of Q&A section? If you have any questions, if there's anything you want us to talk about, want to hear our opinions about, throw it in the chat.
We'll make sure to tag us as well so that there's not a lot of people in here, but.
Hey, we got 18. First time 18 viewers.
18, not bad. We hit 19 at some point, but I'm bad at reading, so.
Captain 19.
Hey, it's not bad. Let's try and hit 20. Let's get some invites out there. But yeah.
Can I get
a 20? Nah, I'd love to get a 20.
Moon's over here being an auctioneer. Ooh, auction. Ooh. Fiel Pro will be isolation mount. That'll be cool.
If they did a Fiel Pro in Win keyless, that would be amazing.
You're on that Win keyless vibe recently.
I think Win keyless is one of the best layouts, personally. $2,000 Fiel Pro.
Not sure about that. One keyless is sexy.
It looks great. You have that benefit of the look of HHKB, like with the cutouts making it look kind of more aesthetically pleasing. But guys got to crouch in video games. So
Yeah, I don't think that's the actual
I'm
price
pretty sure
yet.
he is hard memeing on.
What was the candy bar one that came out a couple weeks ago? They said it was like $99,000.
Yeah, it's like $10,000 with a $9,800 discount.
We've got we missed a few followers. We got Smallwind, Mr. Petrov, thank you. Much lols, appreciate the follow. Proximity, thank you for the follow. And then Donkey Kong Kill Screen, that's a cool name. Appreciate the follows. Again, if you have any questions or if there's anything you want us to talk about, just shoot it in the chat. We'll go for a couple more minutes here and answer any questions.
Is Mr. Petrov still here? Are you still here, Mr. Petrov?
Let's see. I do not believe so.
Should we get your mom to watch?
Well, I don't know if she has a Twitch account, so
probably not. But
she would. She would. Chewy's mom is a very nice lady.
She's a lovely lady.
Damage Point. Thank you for the follow.
Damage Point. Thank you. Damage Point. What's your favorite Switch? Yeah. What are you doing this Saturday?
We're just gonna berate you as you come into our street. No, I think if no one has any questions, is there anything you want to talk about?
Liking the inks.
Ooh, the inks.
Liking the inks.
Do you have do you have the silent ones or just the regular inks? Because I've been wanting to see. Oh, what are the differences
between top mount and other mount methods? So, okay, we're actually going to be going through an entire episode about this, just to keep it. But I will. Sorry about missing, and we'll get back to the inks in a second. But do tell us if they are silence or regular. But top mount is the standard layout where they have the standoffs that the board goes into. Whereas there are a lot of different mounting styles. So it's like there's a sandwich mount where the case actually holds the plate in place with screws. The screws just go through all three pieces of the case. That's what the TX board is. So something like that. I'm forgetting all the names, but I can post. There's a really helpful picture someone made, and I'll put that in the Discord. But yeah, that's top mount. The only thing that top mount does or that I don't like, is that there are kind of hard spots on the board, and that doesn't help with being a nice even feel across.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Said.
Silence coming next week. Let's see. Damage point. I would say a little less smooth than Helios, but some have said otherwise. Yeah, I mean, Helios are kind of they are pretty hard to compete with.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard negative about the inks is the PCB mount pins are like a little bit bigger, so sometimes they're hard to put into different PCBs. You gotta force them in a little bit. So that's a GAT issue. Yeah, it is. It seems like it's only with inks, Gio. I don't know if you've heard that with other Zeals too.
Yeah, I remember when I built my. I don't remember which board. I had Anthony 001 Anthony. I had him build or desolder one of my boards, and he was like, "Hey, by the way, like when you built this, I guess some of my anchor switches had not gone all the way through because those pins were preventing it from going all the way in, which actually had my PCB sitting slightly off. So, and though it was the two boards that he desoldered for me were a Xylent V2 and a Zelio V1. So I don't remember exactly which one it was, but he did tell me that was an issue.
Yeah, I just give him a little bit extra, a little extra loving, a little love tap. But yeah.
So.
All right.
Well, if anyone has anything, I think that's gonna probably do it. Thank y'all for joining us. Find us on Discord. We're gonna post this on Friday. It will go up. So if you missed it, well, if you missed a big chunk of it, I know Kinnick said he missed some. It'll be up, and we'll start doing this on Wednesdays. And if we get a good strong feedback and stuff like that, and let us know what you think about it. And we'll be doing other stream type stuff. We might stream some keyboard chores, as Top Clock likes to say.
Maybe some gaming
and some gaming as well. But thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. If you didn't know who we were and this is your first time seeing us, below there is a link to our YouTube channel. That's where most of our content is. We do a weekly talk show. It comes out every Tuesday. So you can click that link on the panel and see our talk show and see some of the other content we put out. As Chewy said, we're looking forward to doing more here and seeing how it goes, and hopefully continuing our Twitch adventure as we try to grow in the community and kind of help each other out. Like Chewy said, we're here to help out, talk to you guys, share our opinions, see your opinion about things. We don't know everything. I don't think anyone knows everything, so we enjoy talking to y'all and getting feedback about what we're doing, about what we say and whatnot. So join our Discord, talk with us, play games with us. Moon will berate you.
Thank you, by the way. Moon did put a link to our Discord. Thank you.
Yep. Join the Discord.
It's a fun place.
Moon's more active than both of us combined. but no, it's great Discord. We play games in there. You can play different stuff with us. I know there's some new game out that Chewy's started playing today.
Mordhau. I think that's how you say it. I don't know.
Yeah. So
all right, well, thank you guys. Be sure to catch us Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Central, for our YouTube videos. And we will see you live next Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night. We'll see y'all soon.